You're listening to the Really Very Crunchy podcast with your hosts, Emily
and Jason. So, we don't usually start out the podcast this way, but I just wanted everybody to know that this is the last week of pre-order for
my children's book, Little Helper, Big Imagination.
Little Helper, Big Imagination.
It is a book about inspiring imaginative play in your everyday rhythms. And I think any kid from ages 2 to 8 probably could really enjoy it. And I mean, I enjoy it.
2 to 82.
Don't you love it when they put that on
2 to 82.
board games?
So the book is available for pre-order now, Little Helper, Big Imagination. And if you pre-order now, you should still be able to get it the day it comes out, which is July 9th. And that's exciting. You're now about to be a 2-time author.
Mm-hmm. Are you jealous?
Yeah, because you have all the officialness of it. It's like release dates and everything. When I would write books, I'm like, I guess I'm done. Post it like a blog post.
I mean, it feels about like that. It's not like I'm having parties or, I did have a little tea party for my first one. It was very small, low-key, actually left in tears. So am I allowed to talk about that?
You can talk about it.
Nah, not right now. But the children's book, it's pretty much going to feel like any other day. So,
yeah.
But it's exciting to get it out there, get it in the hands of people. They're going to get it in their mailbox and sit down and cuddle on the couch and read it with their kids. I've already gotten so much positive feedback about it, so I hope people love it.
Well, it's very exciting. And, about 5 people in Paducah have probably found it in their little free libraries all around.
Actually, one of my friends found it.
Really?
Yeah, she posted a picture of herself on Facebook with it, I think. Or send it.
They went hunting for it then, huh?
No, she just happened to find it.
For those of you that don't know, we did a video where Emily went around putting her books in little free libraries, replacing all the books.
But she found it totally randomly, was super excited.
Oh.
She took it home, read it to her kids, and then she took it back, which I was like,
what, you didn't frame it?
Right.
It's not sitting on the shelf just in all its glory?
No, she pre-ordered one for herself.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Just one?
Yes, she's not
for
my
all
dad.
of you out there who are pre-ordering the book, please pre-order 7 of them.
What are you saying? They make great gifts. It's a QVC thing. Buy everyone one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure my 10 will get in here soon.
My parents ordered probably 20 of my trade book. I know, it was really sweet. I wonder if they've ordered more than one children's book.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
Yeah. We'll see when the
My parents actually did frame my trade book.
Oh, they did, didn't
they framed it.
That's fun. Yeah.
Sweet.
Well, let's see if they frame the next one. It's on you. It's on you guys. All right. Before we get into the topic, I'm going to go ahead and jump into comments of the week because something interesting is happening.
My heart just dropped.
Why?
Something interesting is happening. Sometimes we use the word interesting when we're talking about our kids in front of them instead of being like,
oh, that's
they're
interesting.
Acting like little turds. We're they're really making some interesting choices.
Language, Emily.
I know.
My goodness. There are young ears that hear this podcast. She said birds. Go to the window and hear the birds.
Cheese curds.
With cheese curds.
Nerds. They're total nerds. Acting like little nerds.
So every now and then, on YouTube especially, we'll put out a video and it'll randomly start doing really well a year later. It'll start off with a bang or whatever, and then a year later it just really goes with a bang. This one that's taking off again is mycelial appropriation.
Oh.
The one where you're wearing the big mushroom hat.
Yeah.
Looks like. So what I actually thought we could play the video.
Okay.
Because it's 10 seconds. Just so people can hear, and if you're on YouTube, I'll put it on the screen.
We were celebrating my birthday one year and someone put a sombrero on my head. A picture of it was posted on Facebook and I was lambasted for cultural appropriation. This year I hope I'm not criticized for mycelial appropriation.
Wow. So that's just on it. That I played it from Instagram. That has 6,000 comments, 281,000 likes on Instagram. That's unusual.
Wow.
I guess that one hit a nerve.
Apparently.
At 5 Gemma Ann, they said, the internet is a funny place. I have watched so many of your videos and enjoyed them immensely, but rarely say anything other than a heart of thumbs up. But I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful birthday and many wonderful and happy days ahead. Try not to worry about what people say about you. We both know it's just noise. Most people are just trying their best, I suppose. That was on mycelial appropriation. And then the next one by @CloudDNJSHDJDNDHD said, Mexican here. I can tell you with confidence there isn't a single Mexican that I know who would find that offensive. In fact, it would make us happy to see other people from different cultures wearing a sombrero.
In the video, I say something about somebody lambasted me because I didn't want to call out a family member, but it was actually a cousin of mine who came at me about this, and she regularly came at family members about whatever. And yeah, so it kind of stinks. That's one thing I have not liked about the internet is that it is pretty divisive, especially in families. I mean, I know people who have had to give up social media so that they could maintain a positive relationship with their family, especially during all the COVID political stuff.
Oh, yeah.
People were totally divided.
Yeah.
So sad. But yeah, it was a cousin that started that.
Yeah. Well, it made for a good video about mushrooms. So I guess her love language is not sombrero wearing, which is what we're talking about today. Love languages.
Not sure anyone's love language is sombrero wearing. Don't you know the 5 love languages, Jason?
I'm pretty sure one of them is wearing a sombrero on your birthday.
I mean, it is a pretty sweet feeling.
If it was a gift.
Yeah.
It's gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
If it's
quality time.
You're spending time together.
Words of affirmation. Man, that sombrero looks good on you.
We were talking about this. We had a friend over from Germany, and for whatever reason, we were talking about love languages. You and I tend to have very different love languages, I guess. I didn't know what mine was. I've never really known. For those that don't know, which apparently I'm the only one that didn't know.
I told Jason this topic is very well talked about.
I didn't know that. It interested me because you guys are talking about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
Okay, I'm sure people would like to hear it.
Quality time, acts of service, words of affirmation, receiving gifts, and physical touch.
Which I was certain that I knew mine, but you had me take the quiz again, and I actually tied between 3. So I was surprised. I think my love language is morphing as I get older.
Yeah. So you have always been under the impression, and not that you would be wrong, because you would know yourself.
But I thought it was gifts.
Receiving gifts.
Yeah. I thought. And I always sort of hated that because it was like,
I've hated
materialistic.
It too. It's really hard for me.
Yeah.
Because you're really hard to buy for.
But the thing is, when someone gets me a gift that is so thoughtful, like they sat there and thought about me and really know me, it does fill me up more than the other love languages. But I think that's a very rare thing coming from you. So maybe like all the questions were like, when your partner does
what do you want for Christmas?
Then it's like,
give me your list.
It's lost. It's like that can't be my love language from you because it isn't happening.
Oh, it's happening. What? It's just not happening the way you want it to happen.
Well, that's how I feel loved.
Okay, well.
It's how I want it to happen. So this is not the direction you were thinking, Jason.
I want my gifts to be perfect. I want them to be so well thought out. You've planned it out for years and years.
Not years, maybe a month. Maybe don't wait till the night before my birthday and go, oh yeah, it's her birthday tomorrow.
I don't do that.
What's open?
I don't.
Walmart?
No. No.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
That's rare.
Day of my birthday.
That is rare. That does not usually happen.
Okay, you'll be like, no, here's what you say, Jason. You're like, I didn't have any time to go get you something. It's like, what do you mean you didn't have any time? I've had the boys all week. You went to the grocery store yesterday by yourself. What do you mean you didn't have time?
I was buying groceries, not gifts.
Yeah, you gotta swing by the gift shop.
The gift shop.
I don't know.
The gift store. Okay. Yeah, you do great with gifts. I would like to know the last time that you gave me a thoughtful gift.
That's
I can tell, and I'm going to tell you when I gave you a thoughtful gift, and it was very recent, but I'll get into that in a second.
That's not really fair because you have said to me, quote, I don't really want anything like that.
Just being that's being a man.
Okay.
I don't want anything, babe.
I don't want anything like that.
What do you mean? What are you saying?
Like we used to make each other Valentine's Day things.
I love that.
No, you're lying. You're lying right now. You've told me point blank you think Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandparents' Day,
corporate holidays.
Yes, you don't like them and you don't care about them.
Money grabs.
Yes.
No,
so it's like you have basically
I do like
shut
National
down
Donut
that
Day, though.
part of me for you, and it's fine. You're
I
like,
still do stuff for you. That's what's funny.
yes,
on
because
those holidays.
that's still important to me.
Yeah,
I've
of
told
course.
you, like, well, I
And I'm
don't
not saying
care
that
if
that's
you
a
don't
bad
like
thing.
Mother's Day. It matters.
Why
to
haven't you gotten me something on Mother's Day? I don't understand.
I'm just saying, like, I have had to say that to you. I think even this year we had a conversation about it. It was like, I really, like, I want to feel appreciated, even though it's a sham holiday. It's still a good opportunity for me to get showered with love. Like, is there something wrong with that?
I'd rather shower you with love on the daily.
Okay,
Not
but
just
let's
one
just be
day a
reminded
year.
to do it.
I will
I'm
say,
just saying,
in
no.
defense of the holidays, they are good reminders of what's important in life.
Yes. Okay, but let me just finish my thought. You always want something. I want these microphones. I want this whatever. I want this camera. I want this lens. I want this computer. I want this special attachment for my phone so it looks like a regular camera. I want, like, these things that I can't.
It's a filter for the camera.
I can't pick that out.
You know what I have a problem with?
So you tell me ahead of time, this is what I want. That you do that
That's
all the time.
all I do.
Yeah, so you said, when's the last time I got you a thoughtful gift? You don't let me because it's like,
It was just
I
my
want
defense.
this $700 thing. Well, babe, that's a little out of the budget, but
no,
okay.
Listen,
okay, sure,
listen.
that's
No, I've never
fine.
asked for that for my gift. Listen,
Well,
if I have ever, here's my problem.
I know.
This is my problem.
Okay.
I cannot buy or hardly even receive anything unless I think I can make money with it.
Yeah.
It's like I have to figure out a way for whatever I want to be able to make money. If I want to buy a microphone, like, or I'm going to start a podcast, so then I'll get a microphone, whatever. I need to do video work. I got to get a better camera, whatever. So it always is justified in trying to make money, whether it works out or not. I can't. I don't know what else. I don't have hobbies.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
And I'm actually,
all I have is work.
I'm slightly offended because on your birthday this year, did I not buy you hot sauce? Is that not thoughtful? Like, oh, what does he put on every single thing he eats?
The hot sauce was
Hot
great.
sauce.
I thought Alder gave me
Oh.
the hot sauce.
Yeah. who took him to the store? Who guided him?
It was from him, not Mama.
Okay, I also
He was
gave you
3, by the way.
some new mugs. I know that sounds lame, but you drink coffee and you're always like, I love this mug.
That's not lame.
This
I didn't know.
size mug.
Oh, yeah. It was chipped.
No, I got you another one. There was more than one, and it was chipped because our children dropped the bag. I got rid of it. There was another one. So, I mean,
that was thoughtful. You're right.
There were other things. I don't even remember what, but there were other things on top of that.
Yeah. Well, that's fine because receiving gifts is not really my love language.
Okay. Well, thank you.
No, I mean, but I do appreciate it. That doesn't mean I don't feel loved when I don't get gifts. We'll get into that later because there's a spectrum, actually. There's not just 5 set things, as we will see.
Okay.
However, Miss, I love receiving gifts. We were at the coffee shop, and there was these art pieces that you audibly said loved. You loved them. Oh, those
are so cute. I don't know if I said I loved that. Did I? I mean, we walked in.
I took it as you loved it.
We're 20 feet or more away, like kind of far.
I could see them.
And I was like, oh, those are so cute. Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Those are just darling.
Yeah.
Would those look good in our guest room? I don't know.
Nope. You didn't say I don't know out loud. No. Would those look good in our guest room? Wow.
And then I walk up to him and I'm like,
nope.
$60 a piece. I said that. $60 a piece. I don't know. Should I get them? Should I? And then I'm standing there.
You said, I'm not going to get them.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Later.
Well, that's to me, that's a flag. Like, ooh, that's an opportunity for the husband to win.
Well, I'm standing there like...
Love language is gifts. I'm going to buy her those art pieces. She'll love them.
When I'm going, those are words in my head.
But I also know...
The colors aren't quite right.
No.
I don't like the placement of that petal. That one's a little bit smaller. Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
That's going on in your head, not out loud.
That's what I said. The are thoughts in my head.
Do you know what I hear when I hear the
What?
It's you, as you always do, trying to talk yourself out of something because you don't like to spend money, which is fine. And I'm like, you know what? That's going to be a great gift. This is a wonderful opportunity for me to get her something. I buy them. She sees them. Oh!
I decided I didn't want those.
Thanks. Great.
I actually didn't see
love
them.
There.
No, you bought them. And then I was like, what were you doing out? And you immediately told me. I went to the coffee shop to buy you those art pieces. Like, you didn't even try to keep it a surprise at all. I was like, oh, can you return them? And you're like, I'm not returning a local artist's work.
You don't
That's
return
rude.
a local artist's work.
Well, they weren't even taken off the wall. We had to wait till the end of the month. And
because it's part of an exhibit.
Yeah, but I think if it's still on the wall, you could return it.
But that's rude. They are notified that their art piece has sold. How terrible would you feel if you sold your art piece? Wow, my first art piece ever sold. And then, sorry, they decided to return it. It wasn't the right color. The petals were just a little bit off.
It wasn't her first art piece ever sold. I've seen those around now. I saw them somewhere else after you got them. Now I'm like, what are these just everywhere?
Made in China stickers on the back. Yeah, that would be my luck.
They are cute. Maybe we'll include them in a giveaway.
Yeah, just discard. That's what replace the word giveaway with the word discard.
No, I love them in a way. They're really cute.
If I were a 12-year-old,
no,
and I
no, not at all.
My room again.
No. I think they would look darling in a nursery or in a greenhouse.
Oh, I should have gone younger.
Or if you build me a greenhouse, I could hang them there.
Build me a greenhouse. for my love language. Acts of service.
Yes, well, that's one of my top ones.
And a gift. Whoa.
Yeah.
Combined, you've hit the jackpot.
Exactly.
You can just give me socks.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Actually, you've complained about that before. My parents always buy you socks for Christmas, and you always complain about it. You're like, I don't need socks. I'm good.
I don't complain.
If you need...
I don't complain about gifts.
It's more like, if I want socks, I'll get them. You don't have to get them for me for Christmas. We've already made a joke about this to my parents. They like want to buy you socks and underwear for Christmas, and you're like,
I don't get
that
it.
is not a Christmas present.
But everybody does that. And it's not just your parents. It's everybody does that. All families do that. And I don't understand. You don't buy people socks and underwear for Christmas. You do that when they have holes in them.
It's kind of nice that you can count on that.
I guess.
Kind of nice. I don't wear socks though, and
I don't wear underwear.
Socks. I keep getting socks, and it's like, I don't wear socks.
You actually don't. The only time you wear socks is if you have snow boots on.
If it's freezing, yeah. And then I'll wear wool socks. But even when it's just cold, I don't wear socks.
You literally keep around one pair of socks for like the whole winter.
Yeah. I don't even wash them. I just take them off and put them in the closet.
They're so seldom used.
They're wool.
Yeah. So there's a difference, obviously, in... we often talk about love languages as going two ways. It's how you like to show love and how you like to receive love.
And I think that's another thing about me. Whenever I always thought my love language was gift getting, I really think it's gift giving more so.
Right.
Occasionally gift getting, but I love to give gifts, really thought out, well curated gifts. But I think I like receive love in other ways more.
But technically speaking, love language, when you're just talking about that, is how you receive love the most. And for healthy, according to things that I've read, for healthy relationships, the way you give love is supposed to be catered to the person's love language. So if like your love language export is giving gifts, well, I mean, you have a friend that hates receiving gifts, right?
Yeah, she doesn't like it. If she'll ask me, "Are you getting me a gift for Christmas or whatever?" And I'll say yes, and she'll say, "What is it?" She hates surprises. She doesn't want to know, like she doesn't want to open it, and then she wants to know ahead of time. She wants to prepare herself. She doesn't like gifts.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that.
So, like, then you just have to cater or change how you would respond to her.
Yeah, we just don't give gifts now to each other.
Which is weird for you because gifts is like your main go-to.
Yeah, for showing love.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess I'm not a very good friend because I'm not showing love in the way that they receive it. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and I barely hold hands.
Your hands are hot. Like, your hands are kind of fat.
Excuse me?
Wide.
I have very large palms.
His palms are very strange.
I'm all palms,
so
no
his
digits.
fingers are short, but his palms are massive. It is the weirdest thing.
I should be a really good swimmer, but I'm
So,
only average.
When I hold your hand, it's like, why are your fingers so wide and hot? They're just way too hot. Ugh.
You know, they do those slap fights. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
I bet I'd be really good at that.
probably.
Not taking it, I would need to go first and then just bow out. If the guy doesn't get knocked out, I'm out. I'm done. I'm done. I would just lose.
Yeah, and in the quiz you were giving me, it was like
Well, we haven't
every
talked about the
single
quiz.
one. Oh, okay.
Explain the quiz. Wait,
So there's a quiz. Where can you take the quiz, Jason?
I have no idea. It was
just type in love language quiz and you'll find
this
it.
quiz is super scientific. You cannot deny the results of it because it is certainly only a 30-question quiz on the internet somewhere that probably means nothing and was built
What
by
did
a
I say in the
17-year-old.
middle of the quiz?
That
It's annoying. I was like, Jason,
it was annoying.
This quiz is annoying me.
Yeah.
Because they just keep asking the same questions. Like, they only have 30 questions. There's only so many ways you can say, would you rather receive a gift or have time spent together? They kept like trying to change the words a little, like to trick you, to get you to
think
answer
it was a step
honestly.
Above like a BuzzFeed quiz, but like a step below
BuzzFeed
like a real
quizzes are pretty legit.
Yeah, which Disney princess are you?
Yeah. And what Harry Potter house are you? What Harry Potter house are you, Jason?
Gryffindor.
Were you?
No, it's probably Slytherin.
I was Hufflepuff.
Of course you were Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
I actually think I might have been Gryffindor or Ravenclaw.
Well,
I'm not sure.
Anyway, I think BuzzFeed quizzes are
years.
legit. I was Mulan.
How is that legit?
It just feels right. So anyway, the quiz was annoying, but the quiz just has questions basically narrowing down which love language is yours. And mine was seriously a tie. At the end, there were 3, and it couldn't choose. I just had to then it's forcing me to pick one, but I couldn't. So
basically at the end, it's like, is your love language gift giving?
Or is it quality time?
But
or
basically
is
what
it
ended up
acts of
happening
service?
was that you were at 29% in 3 different categories, essentially, which was acts of service, words of affirmation, and gift getting. Now, according to this quiz, those are fairly equal in how you like to receive love, which should make it...
It should make it pretty easy
for me. Mine was a little tipped in more one direction. It was at 33%, and it was quality time.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I see that, but not quality time spent holding hands.
Well,
do you like
there's
to hold my hand?
There's a physical touch person.
There's a physical touch.
We know some
that's what
physical touch people.
I started to say in the quiz, the physical touch thing, like every single one that was like, would you rather have a back rub? I'm like, absolutely not. Don't touch me. I don't need to be touched.
Were you more of a physical touch person before kids and breastfeeding?
Probably.
Yeah.
That probably kind of did it for me.
After kids, I'm not allowed to touch you.
That's not true. It's just I don't need a back rub or
it doesn't
it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
It sort of just feels like
you get hot very easily.
I'm hot. I'm such a cold-natured person, but when somebody else's body heat is on me, it's like this is too hot.
We've known a couple whose both love languages were physical touch.
Who? I don't remember. Oh my gosh. Yes.
It is
They were, oh my word, I'm remembering that now. All over each other all the time.
I never thought about this because I didn't know about love languages that much. But looking back at this couple, they are totally both physical touch people. And
man, it's awkward in a
physical. When you have 2 physical touch people, PDA gets real.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Awkward.
So much touching all the time in church, in a dinner party. Just like, can you not touch each other for just 10
touch
seconds?
each other intensely. We're not talking about like holding hands. We're talking about like
rubbing and
figure 8 wrapped around each other all the time. Like, hey, I'm just trying to shake your hand and don't know whose hand I'm shaking. You know, they take "We Are One" very seriously. Yeah, and well, actually, we've known I know another guy. He was a pastor. Is a pastor.
Oh man.
His love language towards just people in general
was physical touch.
One of them is primarily physical touch. And I'm telling you, man, he's got your shoulder rubbing you
all the time. You were just like, I don't want to go to church there anymore because that guy's going to touch me.
He's going to just grab me. He's going to feel on my muscles. And I'm like, do I need to flex? I mean, I you know.
Yeah, when they do the arm
they're
grab,
squeezing my arm.
Too.
Like, okay, this is weird. You know this isn't real. If I'm just like, my arms are not this tight naturally. But if I don't, it feels like mush. So it's like, well, come on, dude.
It was weird.
When he comes up, I'm like, I immediately tense up, try to show all my muscles. Like, this is how I am.
I'm so sorry. I never knew that you were flexing around him.
Always.
No, he did that to me too, but I didn't know what to do. I never thought to flex.
You didn't think to flex?
No.
No.
I was just like, why is he grabbing my floppy arm?
You gotta flex.
I look at men like that. I've known several men who like rub their back and shoulders.
Well, there's also the perverts.
To someone.
I mean, they exist too. That's not necessarily a love language. Sometimes it's just they need to go to jail.
No, I just mean like the guys who are nice, solid guys.
Yeah.
But they rub your back and stuff. And I'm like, I could not be married to this man. This rubbing other women all the time. Just very physical with everyone.
It's how they express themselves. It's interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Well,
And you're like,
I'm not a hugger.
Someone came up to you and was like, I'm a hugger. And you were like, I'm not.
Yeah, well, like, that's weird. I will hug my family all day, every day. I will hug you, my kids, other family.
You're very physical with the children. Like,
I will
holding them, rubbing their back. Like, in a very fatherly kind of way.
Instigate a hug with a good friend.
Yeah.
With someone I'm close to.
Yeah.
If I don't know you that well, it's a little weird. Do you go in for the side hug? Do you go full on? Do you pick them up and squeeze them really tight? I don't know. Yeah. And so it's like, I'm not a hugger. A handshake's great.
Yeah. See, I like a handshake, but you think I'm too forceful with my handshakes. Like,
well,
I'm
you just have to be careful with older people. You got a good handshake. Like, for me, it's great. I mean, it is solid. But, I mean, I knew a guy, I'll get back to you, who he would shake your hand, and there was this, it doesn't seem like he did it on purpose, but he would actually hurt your hand. It didn't seem on purpose, but it's just like,
too much, dude. Yeah, like, tone it down. Yeah, there's a line.
But yours is great. I mean, it's good.
I used to love to give hugs, but I don't wear deodorant anymore, and sometimes I smell like a
limes
person.
Just aren't doing it.
They're just not cutting it, especially in the summer. I mean, last year I didn't have this problem, but I just am extra sweaty lately, I guess, and so I'm like a little self-conscious to give hugs.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, they don't want to smell my natural smell.
I would tell you that you smell fine and that it's not strong if you are having BO or whatever. But ever since I got COVID back in 2020, my sniffer's not been the same. And so I don't really know.
Yeah.
I can't really be a help there.
You do tell me sometimes. You're like,
if I smell you, then it's really bad.
You've never told me that you smell me.
No, I haven't. That's
I know. I'm saying, like, you tell me you don't smell me, and I'm like, well, I can't trust you.
Yeah, it's not as good as it used to be. But I do have an article that kind of takes the 5 love languages and sort of dispenses with all of it. In that okay, so this is a Vox article from fairly recently. The love languages came from a Baptist pastor, Gary Chapman, from the author of the 1992 book, The 5 Love Languages. He developed a theory of love languages while he was offering pastoral care to couples and looking for ways to support their marriages.
Wait, this is that recent of a thing, 92?
Apparently, at least this
have been going on for all of time without knowing their love languages.
And we narrowed it down to 5. But critics say that it is too inflexible, to be practical. This is a quote from Gideon Park, a co-author of a recent psychology paper examining academic research on love languages. If someone identifies their primary love language as gifts, they might unconsciously downplay the significance of spending quality time, being physically affectionate, engaging in deep conversations, so on. This could create a narrow understanding of what constitutes love, hindering the richness and diversity of emotional connections. See, I could see that.
I totally agree with that. Why don't we focus on all those areas?
Right.
And that's, I think, whenever I came down to it and it couldn't pick for 3 of mine, well, it is still important to me that we hug,
Yeah.
and it's important to me that we spend quality time together. It's important that you give me gifts. It's important that you do acts of service. That's called a relationship. Why don't we just try to do a little bit of all of it?
It's interesting that we both took this quiz, as silly as the quiz might have been, and we both came up in thirds, essentially. Like, there were obviously a couple of areas that neither one of us were that particular, but it's probably physical touch for.
I think acts of service.
An acts of service
is one of yours.
It's one of my.
It's one of mine.
Give.
No, it's one of yours to get.
You think?
Yeah, because when I clean the house while you're out and you come back and you're like, wow.
As well, same.
The house is so clean.
That's pretty much the act of service we do for each other. It's like we clean the house while the other's
laundry.
gone. Yeah.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah.
Just little things like that.
Yeah.
It does mean something to you.
Words of affirmation mean a lot to me.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get that as your top one.
It really is a big boost for me. I feel it. But quality time definitely won out for me. And I really feel that whenever you and I get together and have a date night, which is very rare these days, unfortunately.
Been on like 4 dates.
Since the kids.
Yeah.
And so, it's hard because quality time is very important to me. It's going okay because there are other acts of love that still makes a person feel loved. And it's not just down to these 5 things.
Yeah. Love is so nuanced.
It is.
And like I was saying, it can depend on who it's coming from. So I think one of my love languages probably is gift getting, but not necessarily from you.
Right. We took the quiz. It said those things about us. This is an interesting ending to the article. When people are asked to rate the importance of each love language on a scale of 1 to 5, they tend to give all 4s and 5s. If you try to force their hand by designing a test that makes them choose one, the same person will end up with a different answer depending on how you administer the test.
Yes, I could totally see that. 100%.
Yeah.
I was always thinking that was a pretty good thing to know and solid thing to follow. I mean, there's whole big programs about it. Then good for him. He built a little business, but not little.
I think people could use that as if they're really struggling as a guide.
Yeah.
Focus on one of these areas.
True.
And, but you're right. It's completely nuanced. And in a way, if you don't need that guide, silly to hold on to.
I think so.
As a rule.
Especially because then it could narrow your creativity and your ability to connect with your partner because you're so focused on their love language.
Well, exactly what this said. Yeah.
I'm just gonna really nail into this, this is it. When you could be exploring other things. And people change, people grow, things are different. For me, acts of service is way more important now than it used to be because I just have less time and the kids and
I don't know what to take away from all of this except that I love you. And sorry about the artwork.
I like it.
I thought you were about to say, I like you.
I love you. I like the artwork. I do like the artwork, Jason.
It's fine.
Thank
I don't
you
care.
for the thoughtfulness of hearing me say that. See, here's the thing. If you had seen it without me saying, oh, that's cute, and you bought it and you were like, that looks like something Emily would like, then I would probably like it more. You know what I mean?
You want the impossible, my dear. You don't want me to do that.
You've tried.
That's what
You're
I'm
right.
saying.
I know. You've tried. That romper you got me for Mother's Day like 3 years ago. It was, I mean, I see some people wear them. They look so cute. It's like a shapeless overall thing, and it's super wide. I don't know. Anyway, you got it for me
It was
in the
so
moment.
you.
Well, the moment I saw it, I was like, oh no. But I'll try it on.
Uh-huh.
Because I knew as soon as you saw me in it, you would be like, oh, no. And I did. I walked out and you were like, oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not going to work. I'm too short and like just stubby for that kind of thing. I'm just like short and not, yeah, it's just not.
So are my hands.
Parts of my body are short.
Me trying on gloves, it's crazy.
My legs are so awkwardly short. Any height that I have is in my torso, that anything like that is like, huh.
That's why you love belly shirts so much.
Going What?
For all you lovers out there.
What are you doing? No, I'm going to just interrupt you right there. What? This is not a 1990s radio love song show.
We're going to be playing some smooth jazz. It's love hour.
I thought we were wrapping it up, though. You're like, for all those lovers out there.
Thank you for listening.
No. It's done. No.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Really Very Crunchy podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure you leave a review and check out our show notes for more from Jason and me.
You know what our love language is? Our love language is reading the reviews that you guys leave on this podcast.
Yes.
So that's how we receive love from you, is reviews.
Except when they're mean.
Yeah, if they're mean, that's hate language.
I wouldn't go that far because it is their, it's like their opinion. They're allowed to have an opinion. They cannot like us, and that's their right.
It's not love. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Leave a good review right now. Goodbye.